So last week we were looking at the story of one man that Jesus helped, the paralyzed man. You remember that? This week I've got Edgar and Susie both here to help me this week, and they're going to help me tell some of the other stories about other people that Jesus helped, because he helped and healed lots of people. Now have a close look at them. I want you to see that they're both well, they're okay. They're just pretending from now on, okay? Here's some of the things that Jesus was able to do to help sick people. We start with this Roman soldier who came to Jesus one day, and he told about his servant who was sick. And he told him he was at home and wanted Jesus to come with him. But Jesus said, I don't even have to come. All you have to do is go home, and you have such great faith that you'll find that your servant is well. So off he went, and sure enough, when he got home, his servant was fine. Another man called Jairus one day came to Jesus, and he was really upset because he had a little girl at home who was sick. In fact, she was so sick she was nearly dying. And he was in a real hurry. He wanted Jesus to come really fast because he needed help really quickly. But Jesus was so busy, there were so many people, and it took a long time. But eventually Jesus went with him. Susie's quite shy, aren't you, Susie? Yeah, she doesn't like big crowds and finds people sometimes a bit difficult, not right? Yeah. And the story that she's going to tell now is about this woman who she was sick. She had an illness that she was bleeding all the time, and she'd gone to lots of doctors and nobody could help her. And their bleeding made her very tired and weak. And she one day thought she could go to Jesus, but there was such a big crowd of people, and she was so shy. She thought, I can't bother him. I can't go near him. But maybe if I could just touch his coat, maybe if I could just get to him and just touch him, that would be enough. So in the middle of this big noisy crowd, she reached out and touched Jesus. And just then and there, she was healed. But don't forget about Jairus, his poor sick girl. She was still very sick. In fact, she died. By the time Jesus got to the house, there she was in the room. Jesus went in, he told everyone else to get out, and he took the girl's hand and he said to her, Get up, little girl. And she got up. And everyone was absolutely amazed. Now, can you see what Edgar's doing? Got his eyes covered. He's pretending he's blind. Can you imagine not being able to see anything, not being able to see anybody, never knowing where you are, what colour the sky is? Imagine how difficult that would be. When the blind man came to Jesus, Jesus spat on the ground and he made mud out of his spit, and then he put it in the man's eyes, and the man was able to see. I wanted to do that with Edgar, but he wouldn't let me put mud in his eyes. So you're going to have to imagine that. Imagine. The man was so happy because he could see. Look at the state of him now. He he's got something called leprosy this time. Okay, leprosy was a skin disease. It killed your skin, and so people's skin would go white, and they wouldn't be able to feel their skin, and parts would even drop off. Can you imagine your nose dropping off? Look, he's lost one of his ears. People's fingers and toes would drop off. He didn't like that because he's only got 4 fingers as it is. He didn't want to lose any more. Sure, he didn't. And having leprosy was really difficult because other people could catch it, and so you had to stay away from everybody. Your family didn't want to know you, and people had to stay away, and they had to ring a bell. Look, he's put his bike bell onto his hand, and everywhere they went, they had to ring a bell and say unclean, unclean, to warn people that they were coming, and it was made everybody that had it really miserable. Jesus just said, "You are clean." Just like that, he was healed. In the Bible, everywhere Jesus went, he met people who needed help, who needed to be healed. Some nobody else could help. some who had never seen the sky, some people whose lives were incredibly difficult, incredibly challenging, and yet everywhere Jesus went, people could come to him, reach out to him, touch him, and he never turned anyone away. Even the Romans that were hated, Jesus helped them. Many saw them as enemies, but Jesus helped. No one was beyond his help. No one was beyond hope. Everyone was touched by Jesus. So we're at the end of our story, and over the last while, so many people have been worried about getting sick. We've been talking all the time about this coronavirus, and so many people we've been worried and anxious. But let's remember that we have a Savior. We have Jesus, who is great and powerful, who is loving and kind, who promises to help us, who has the power to look after us and heal us. And so I simply pray that you would know peace and that you would know health. Let me read 3 John verse 2. Beloved, I pray that all may go well with you and that you may be in good health, just as it is well with your soul. So may you indeed have good health, but may we not live our lives in fear, with an anxious soul, full of anxiety and worry. Let's come to this God that we have, this Saviour Jesus that we have, and trust in him. And may he bless you and keep you. Bye from us.